Hey, so coming through with a message from Spirit for all of us, but I feel like there's somebody out there who really needs to hear this today. Maybe it's you. Let me know in the comments. Spirit is saying to us, you've been here before. And so now what are you going to do about it? Okay, so remember how we said that all of the stuff that we've been going through for like the past 9 years, right? All kind of accumulating for us now. Like all of these themes, these life themes that we have, like all of the themes in the relationships, in your health, in your career and finances. There's been this theme that has been going on, and not the same theme in all of them, but because wouldn't that just make things easier? But probably different themes going on in each thing, just so that you could juggle things a little bit just for fun. But all of this stuff has just been like on this repeat cycle. Like it's just this loop. And so many of us are having stuff come up right now that is like, this feels so familiar because I've been here before. I've had these sensations before. I've had these thoughts before. I've wanted to take these actions before. All of this stuff is kind of like, it's like being stuck on the spin cycle, Spirit saying. And so we're getting to the point where we're like energetically full of it. Do you know what I mean? Like energetically, we're just full of the density of that stuff. Right? And Spirit is showing us clearly, like, it's time to do something different. It's time, they're just saying right now, it's time to change your ways. It's time to do something drastically different. Time to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Time to not get caught in that loop of, okay, so I'm feeling like this right now. I'm having this reaction to it, and now this is what I'm going to do. That's your standard go-to, right? It's time to like not do that. It's time to be like, okay, and it may be like it literally, until you start getting into a different groove, until you start shaking things up a bit, it literally may be, I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to do. I don't know. And what we do in that moment is we just create some space around it. We just be like, okay, so I'm having this problem with a relationship. This is what I normally would do. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have the conscious awareness that I'm not going to do that. But I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do yet because I need to learn something new, right? Obviously, if I'm repeating, if I'm stuck on a cycle, I need to learn something new. So Spirit is just saying, you have to try some different things until you find the right fit, they're saying. So remember, not everybody's going to do everything the same. Like I can't give you a one size fits all for your solutions to relationships, to careers, to finances. It's very unique, right? That's why people come to me for readings, because it's not a one size fits all. And what I would give advice to somebody for one thing is not going to work for another person. So feel into this, like really kind of just feel, be open and receptive. But the one thing that you do know is that you have to do something different. It just has to be different. So what happens? Here's the process. Follow me along with the process. And this goes for all areas, right, guys? It goes for your relationship, for your careers, for your health. Okay? So something happens, like it always does. You start to have some thoughts about it, which then starts to generate some emotions about it, right? And then those emotions then trigger you to take an action, to do something. You say something, you do something about it. Now, here's the thing, is we want to start catching that process and be aware of it while we're in it. So something comes up in a relationship, something comes up in your health, something comes up in your career and your finances. And then you do your regular thing, which is go into your mind and think about it. So let's like stop it there for a minute. Yesterday we did the no thought. Let me know how that went for you. If you actually did it and it actually worked, that helps, right? That, you know what, I don't have to think about this right now, because if I think about it, I'm going to start then generating some emotions. Then the emotions are going to create me to want to do something. And it's not always going to be the thing that I should be doing, right? So when we get clear on that process, right? And we get clear on the process that I have been working has not been ideal. And I'm sure it's, we focus on the stuff that doesn't work all of the time, right? We focus on the density. We don't focus on the light all the time. And that's kind of where the problem is. So it can often feel like there's a whole bunch of stuff that's not going right. But if we start to change our reactions to that, if we start to be like, okay, so that would be something normally that would really upset me, and then I would stew on it, and then I would just stick with it, and I would keep on playing with it and building it and making it bigger until my physical body was like not feeling good and my emotional body was not feeling good, right? Those patterns, we're breaking those patterns now. We're ready to break those patterns now. We are ready, Spirit is just saying, to bring in more light, and release that density. It's not like a boom and there you go. It is a work in progress. We have to pick up these new skills. We have to figure out a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling, a new way of being. And we don't have to know right now how that is. We get to play around in it. So maybe one day when something's coming up, you try this as an example. And then maybe that didn't feel like a good fit for you. So then the next time it comes up, you try that for an example, right? Just think of, let us know in the comments some of the things that you can do. Like, as an example, I'm a very knee-jerk reaction person, right? Typical Aries, just do it. Don't think about it. Just deal with everything later. It doesn't always work. It doesn't always work so well, right? So instead of having a knee-jerk reaction to something and then immediately taking an action without like creating some space around it, I'm going to go and do something instead. I'm going to be like, okay, so my brain is saying I need to react to this. My brain is saying we're going to bring these emotions in and we're going to have this reaction and then you're going to do this. Instead, I'm going to go and do something physical. I'm going to go jump on my rebounder. I'm going to go play with my puppies. I'm going to go put some music on and dance around a little bit. And Spirit's just saying, and let the air clear. Just let things clear out a little bit. And then when I regroup, recalibrate, come back, then I'll have a new way of seeing things. Do you see that? And then what happens is when I create that space, it allows for my guidance team to come in and work with me in a bigger, better way. It allows my higher self to rise, right? And start being the navigator instead of the ego and the pain body. There's like this effect that takes place. All of these energetics start to come together and work together. And then the outcome starts to shift and change. And when we start to see the outcome start to shift and change, our brain registers that. Our brain goes, oh, okay, that worked. We'll try that next time. Have fun playing with this today, guys, because right now you're doing the same thing that you've always done. And Spirit is saying, we've been here before. So now what are you going to do with it? Sending you blessings.